Sorry if I look like a hot mess. I came right from work, changed into a comfy sweater, got an iced coffee, and we're here. Okay, so hi, hello, it's me, BB, back with another coffee talk, and I'm really excited to be talking to you guys. If you guys are not following me on Instagram, then you might not know that I started working again. I work at a school with children who have complex needs, and yeah, I'm an OT. So that's what I normally do, but I'm also obviously on here talking to you guys. And I also, this month, at the end of this month, September 30th, I will be a certified life coach. So I've been going to school for life coaching, and it's really exciting. But that's why I've been producing these coffee talks where I just tell you guys a lot of the things I've been learning, a lot of the concepts that you can hopefully apply in your own life. And then also, I explain how I've been using them in my own life, because a lot of times it's just easier when you have an example. So I was literally just thinking about the concept I wanted to talk about today, and I was like, people might not vibe with it. Because as you know, we're in the last 4 months, 3.5 months really, of the year. And so I feel like people are starting to be like, oh yeah, goals. Oh yeah, I want to reach those goals I set way back in January. Almost like in a rush. Like I see people online talk how to get those goals done by 2020. Yeah, let's do it. And I'm all for that. But I also think something that has helped me so much in my own journey of like losing 15 pounds and keeping it off and continuing to like get in better shape as I go. I think we can easily get impatient with our goals. So that's what I want to talk about today, is how to not get impatient with your goals. Yeah, I know you want to reach them, and you totally 100% can. If you have not seen it yet, I made a video all about how to like kind of set up your goals so they're easily achievable. And so you could totally check that out if you want. But it's also so important not to get impatient with our goals and with ourselves and then give up, which is something I have done so many times. And so that's what we're going to talk about today, how to take the time and the effort needed to reach those goals, and how you can kind of take some actionable steps to do that in your day-to-day life. Okay, so one of the biggest differences between reaching a goal and not reaching a goal is patience. And a different way to even think about it is having like an open attitude. When you're patient, you're like willing to see how it plays out. You're willing to try new things and do some trial and error, like I said, versus thinking this isn't happening fast enough. Like, why am I not there yet? Which I think we've all been there. I feel like a lot of us have open minds towards other people, how they live their lives, concepts, whatever. And we don't have open minds towards ourselves and the belief that we can figure this out. And when we're thinking that thought, this isn't happening fast enough, a lot of times it creates this feeling of disgust with who we are right now and where we are right now. It's like this idea that I'm making changes to myself versus making changes for myself. Making changes so I can grow and become the person that I want to be, versus I need to change who I am right now because I don't like who I am right now. And so then when you're coming from a place of patience, you can think about your goal, think about the life you want to live, think about who you want to become, and think about doing it in a way that you're gonna keep doing for the rest of your life. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, once you have the money, once you have the weight, once you have the business, once you have whatever success you want, how you got there is how you need to live it. You know what I'm saying? Like, reach the goal how you want to keep living, how you want to keep showing up. I'm losing weight, which I've lost some weight, but if I was doing it from that place of like hating myself, which I used to do, I used to try so many times to like do restrictive diets, work out like 3 hours a day, whatever, all the crazy stuff. I was doing it though from a place of like self-hate, and guess what? Even when I did lose weight, I still hated myself. As opposed to coming from a place of like love and wanting to, like I said, making changes for myself, not to myself. Because the hate's gonna be there when you get there. So you might as well learn to love yourself along the way, so then when you get there, you can love yourself, be happy, live your best life. And another idea to think about is when you reach that goal, when you have, you know, the 6-figure income, or when you have the dream job, or when you have your own team you're working with, or when you lose the weight, or when you have the family, the happy marriage, when you get there and you reach this goal, when you look back, are you really going to care about how long it took you to get there? If you get there and you can stay there, does it really matter if it took 6 months, a year, 2 years, 3 years, if it's something that you eventually reach and you can keep? No. I always thought I had to like lose weight so fast, so fast, so fast. now that I feel like I am in the best shape of my life, and still I feel like I'm still on this journey, whatever, but I truly feel the happiest and healthiest I've ever been. Do I freaking care that I didn't do it when I was 21? No. I mean, like, I wish I had some different mindset tricks. It was more about like, stop beating up on myself versus the fact that I didn't have the weight yet. I know that was like a long AF intro to that, but we're gonna get into it right now. What are 3 things that you can do right now to have more patience with reaching your goals and freaking get there, because you're gonna get there. Yeah. The first thing, which might be counter, you know, which might go against what you think, everything you think and believe about goals. The first thing is to stop focusing on the goal and how you're gonna get there. And what I mean by this is set your goal, write it out, have it somewhere where you can see it. But really, I know I used to do this a lot. I would reference those goals like every day, but like multiple times a day, when really it just takes up a lot of mental capacity thinking about where I want to be versus what I'm doing today. Spend more time thinking about what you're actually gonna do, what you're doing today. Our day-to-day actions, those are the things that add up, that compounding effect. That's what's gonna get us to our goal. Those day-to-day actions that we keep showing up for. When you focus on those little things you're doing every day and how you're showing up each day, you're more so coming from this place of, you're feeling that pride and fulfillment every day versus if you just keep thinking about the goal and how you're not there yet, you're feeling that wanting, Oscar's here, having that feeling of like wishing and pining and wanting and self-judgment that you're not there yet. But like I said, those day-to-day actions are what's gonna change your life. You have to show up. So yeah, think about your goal once a day, have a reminder of it, but then spend the rest of the time taking those actions and doing crap, getting the shit done. The second tip I have is the fact that patience is a lot easier to have when your brain is focused on mastering new skills. Our brains are designed to learn. Like, humans are so freaking incredible. Our brains can do so much. Like, when you just think about all the things we have in our world today and that a freaking brain thought of that, it's incredible. So our brains though love learning. They love learning new things. And the great thing about that is our brain views learning and mastering new skills and taking in all that info as progress. So it's almost like a way to trick your brain into thinking you're making progress towards that goal by learning the skills you need to get to that goal. So you are working towards that goal by learning the skills you need to know, but your brain is also getting that extra satisfaction of working and learning. When you're thinking about your goal, take a second to stop and think about what you're willing to learn and master on your journey towards your goal. If you think about any profession or degree, you're not a master at it the first time you go. Like, that first day you walk into college, you used to walk into your first class, you don't know everything. You're literally there to learn, huh? Like, right? You gotta learn before you go out there. And then even when you do go out there, in my case at least, I don't know, probably a lot of other professions are like this. You spend 4 or 5 years of school, you're learning, and then you get there and it's like you don't know crap anyway. You just gotta learn on the job. But you have to go in with that idea that I'm not a pro at this right now. I'm not a master at this, but what can I learn to get there? But so basically what I'm trying to say about that is that you gotta be willing to learn. So if you find some of the things you need to learn and prioritize them and make a plan to learn them, your brain can focus on that rather than the fact that you're not at your goal yet. And the third tip I have for you is to not do it alone. When you're around people who are doing something similar towards you or working towards something that you're also working towards, it allows for more patience because you're all doing and working towards the same thing. Maybe you're doing it in your own way, but you're all going towards the same thing. And it allows you to get more focused on those day-to-day actions, like we mentioned earlier, the actions that are actually gonna get you towards your goal. It allows you to focus on them more because you see other people doing them too. You're like, oh yeah, our day-to-day actions, gotta do that too. They're doing that, me too. And on top of that, when you're part of a group, like whether it's a mastermind, whether it's just like not a support group, like a business group on Facebook. There's all kinds of groups on Facebook, to be honest. Like whether you're doing startups, whether you're trying to lose weight, like there's like the company I do health and fitness coaching through, we prioritize doing it in a group. But here's why that's also so important. So when you're in this group, you see other people having the same struggles and difficulties and obstacles that you are having. But when you see other people having them, versus if you're just having them by yourself and not seeing it in other people. When you see other people having it, you realize that you're not broken or a failure. You realize everyone goes through it. And then instead of having that feeling of failure, you know, inadequacy, whatever, you realize, oh, I just gotta work to overcome this. This is a normal thing. Everyone goes through this. On top of that, being in a group like of different people who are all working towards similar things, it allows you to really look at your own thinking and your own beliefs and opens your mind to different ways of thinking and different ways of believing, which is crazy. Because a lot of times if we're in our own little bubble, we like have our thoughts going on in our head and our beliefs going on, and we just think it's facts. We just think it's the truth. But if you see other people who have a different way of approaching the same situation, they have a different thought about it, you're like, oh, you know, maybe they're right, or maybe I could like try that too. I could try thinking that way about it. So having that group, it allows you to challenge your own thoughts and beliefs, and that's awesome because that's how we grow in life. These are my main tips for not getting impatient with your goals and sticking with them. I hope it's really helpful for you. If you have any tips that you use that, you know, I did not mention, please leave them down below. Or which one of these do you think is like really helpful for you? Like, how are you going to apply this in your own life? Because I love talking about goals and mindset, obviously, and I will hit you up in the comments. So also along with that, at the end of September, I will be a certified life coach, but if you think you might be interested in coaching, I will leave the link down below. It's going to be signing up for paid coaching, but like, you know, we can always have a free consult so you can get an idea of what it's all about. But with that, I hope you guys have an awesome week, and I'll talk to you next week. Bye!